ಪುಟಿ ನಾಳೆ ಸೂ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಸೋಗ್ ಹೋಗೋಣ.
ಯಾವುದು? ಹೊಸ ಜಾಪನೀಸ್ ಹೋಟೆಲ್ಲಾ?
ಏನೋ ಜಾಪನೀಸ್ ಹೋಟೆಲ್ಲಾ? ನಿನಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಕೆಫೇಸು ಹೋಟೆಲ್ಸೇ ಆಗೋಯ್ತು. ಇದು ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಟೈಟಲು ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತೆ, ಮೂವಿನೂ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆಯಂತೆ.
ಸೋಮೇಶ್ವರ ಸುಲೋಚನಂತೆ. ಸೋಮೇಶ್ವರ ಸುಲೋಚನಂತೆ.
1 week ago, if you had asked me about the prospects of this movie titled Sue from So, I wouldn't have been so sure. But today, this small Kannada film has become a case study on how small gems can become pan-India sensation, with people across the country and cinephiles across the globe showing excitement to watch this movie. The comedy genre was dead and buried in the Kannada film industry. In 2023, the eccentric and delightful Hostel Uduguru Bekagidare generated the big laughs inside the cinema halls. However, Sue from So has shown the magic of a well-made comedy drama. Around 1.1 million tickets have been sold on Book My Show. Released in Malayalam and Telugu, Sue from So has crossed $100,000, entering the all-time top 10 club in the US box office. The movie has also emerged as one of the biggest blockbusters in Kannada in 2025. The first mega blockbuster has come after 6 months in 2025 for Kannada cinema. That's a long time. In the last 3 years, Sandalwood has faced the problem of prolonged dullness, with very few films exciting people. However, like Sue from So, there has been so many unheralded movies in Kannada cinema in the past that has got incredible word of mouth. Low budget films with no stars such as Mungaru Male or Rangitaranga has had unstoppable runs in theatres. Despite these many examples, why are people complaining about the lack of consistent commercial entertainers in Sandalwood? Why are people always blamed for not going to theatres to watch a Kannada movie? I feel the Kannada film industry has got important lessons to learn from this humongous success of Sue from So. Now let's go Sue from So. Firstly, superior storytelling. Now let's keep this discussion spoiler free. Sue from So is a horror comedy set in a village of coastal Karnataka. Now, narrating a film through humor does not always require you to cast popular comedians. You need not have force-fitted sequences to generate the big laughs in a comedy drama. Sue from So shows that if you show people the way they are, that is, natural and relatable, you can make people laugh. As a filmmaker and a writer, if you're a keen observer, you will find peculiar and insanely funny people around you who can be great characters in your movie. For example, one of my favorite is played by Pushparaj Bolar, whose introduction song Bandaro Bandaro Bava Bandaro has become a rage online.
Bandaro Bandaro Bava Bandaro 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 Bava Bandaro.
Another favorite of mine is the person who's always concerned about his clothes being ironed. It is hilarious. Next, promotions. If a filmmaker thinks that he can fool people with his promotional gimmicks, he's probably active in a wrong generation. Today, people who watch films from across the globe can easily judge how genuine a movie is during the stage of the promotional activities. Taking promotion seriously is appreciable, but promoting a movie blindly is a recipe for disaster. Then you may ask, is it important to make a good film, or is it also important to market a movie properly? The ideal answer is both. However, the Kannada filmmakers are setting wrong examples and false expectations by following the age-old marketing process. Hundreds of press conferences have become breeding grounds for controversies, and nothing new has been said during media interactions. Offline promotions have been about releasing posters on birthdays and festivals with no new information. My big question is, why is there a desperation to put out an update about a movie if the update doesn't spark the excitement? I'm sure fans who feel frustrated without any updates will eventually thank the filmmaker for making a good movie. Actor filmmaker Raj B Shetty is one of the co-producers of the movie. He also plays a key role in the film. Ideally, the film team could have cashed in on the brand of Raj B Shetty. However, Raj B Shetty's role was kept as a secret, and he also stayed away from the spotlight till the release of the movie. Cleverly so, because this was a film with newcomers and they deserve to be in the limelight. Now that the film is praised by all, Raj B Shetty is using his popularity to take his film to a wider audience. Perfect plan, isn't it? Let's move on to writing. Apart from relatable people, an authentic background is a strong pillar for any good film. Filmmakers must dare to tell stories based on the place they grew up from. For example, Raj B Shetty says, cinema shouldn't imitate another cinema. Directors should try to tell stories based on the events and the life they see around themselves. Only then can they create relatable and sometimes very hilarious moments on the big screen, because they would have seen so many such events as they grow up. For example, in the trailer of So From So, you see this popular character Ravichandran going and crashing into the wall because he's drunk. But he covers his mishap by saying that he was trying to park his bike. Now, this shows that you don't need a lavish song or an unnecessary stunt sequence to create something memorable.
ಎಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಗಾಡಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸೈಡಲ್ಲಿರಲಿ. ಇದು ತುಂಬ ಸೈಡ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಅಂತ.
For instance, watch So From So to know how only one stunt sequence is enough if it is well placed and relevant to kind of bring the impact that it has on the audience. So unlike acting or music where you can pinpoint certain aspects, writing is very difficult to decode. However, if you come out of a movie with a high and if you feel that all characters got what they deserve, then that is the result of great writing, and that is what So From So is blessed with. Now, following formula. A hit film doesn't mean that everything from it has to be replicated. You try making another KGF or you try making another Kantara, you will fail more often than you succeed. Kannada film fans will know how many pan-Indian attempts have gone down the drain. The answer is, sometimes some films just happen and they go on to become huge success. You might not completely understand its success. The idea is to make an organic movie and cater to the local audience first, that is the Kannada movie buffs. If a movie is really good, it is sure to travel across the world. The same thing applies for promotions. Another movie might not get benefited from this approach of minimal promotions. The idea is to understand your target audience and cater to them accordingly. Not every movie will get such incredible word of mouth that So From So got. So, smart marketing is always better than blind marketing. Now, finally, solid talent. You might have loved Ravichandran played by this excellent Shaneel Gautham, or you would love dancing to the dance anthem composed by this young 21-year-old Sumedh K. Kannada film industry must recognize young talents and give them a lot of opportunities so that the industry prospers. And not to forget the captain of the ship, JP Thuminad, who took 6 years to complete his vision. I so wish to see him make his second film soon. So happy watching So From So in theatres, but also a suggestion, please be curious about these smaller films from young talents so that you don't regret later when you watch it on OTT that you missed this superb experience in theatres. For more such videos and stories, please keep following The Hindu.